just being, first of all, to show the other that we are human.
This is Fabian, a missionary, preferring to hide his identity but insisting his story be shared with the world for people to seek early diagnosis.
People should learn to listen to their bodies, to the message that the body is sending, especially all these strange pains or strange things that appears on our skins or whatever, what we are not used to, whether painful or not painful.
Fabian first spotted a boil on his leg mid last year, which he ignored, and soon after, the mass protrusions increased in number.
What I saw is that some small masses started developing on my right foot, yet I could not really feel anything different, but I was concerned. I could still play soccer. I thought that it was a normal thing that will disappear.
Before being diagnosed with cutaneous cancer early this year, he went from doctor to doctor, and the diagnosis was different, not pinpointing the actual disease.
Some doctors were telling me, well, this is simple, we will take it, so just take it easy. But still nobody could say what it was, and no treatment was set up for me. I could not really put sometimes the normal shoes I had, because the leg was like a little bit, with all these things, it was uncomfortable to put on shoes. I could only put those which are a little bit bigger.
Eventually, he was properly diagnosed, and his treatment journey began.
And the uneasiness I was feeling there today, I can speak, I can walk.
Today, Fabian is cancer-free.
That is good and also bad in that country.
The causes of skin cancer are numerous.
In the sun-exposed areas like a scalp, face, okay, and also any chronic irritation. Maybe like even it can occur in the area where it is a burnt skin, or it can also present with a swelling in the armpit, depending on the location of the malignant melanoma, which initially could be painless. Later on, it can be painful. It can also present with pigmentation in the leg or swelling of the legs.
So guys, you're welcome to my live. It's another day.
On the other side of the coin is Douglas Kipkoech.
I'm saying, wow, today you're glowing by grace.
A TikTok sensation hailing from Eldoret. His dream was to share his cancer story even in his death.
To do a talk also to some, other old men who are suffering from cancer.
To revive the spirits of those battling cancer.
And most of them they called back and told me, Douglas, thank you so much. I didn't know that there's a person called dermatology in this life, and they got assisted already.
TikTok sensation, famously known as Douglas Skin Cancer Awareness, succumbed to skin cancer disease after a long and brave battle. His story begins with fighting eczema way back in 2014, showcasing signs of dehydration, itchiness, skin shedding, and pigmentation.
My nails could not handle the itchiness. I had to look for something sharp like a pen, a very pointed pen, and then I would just scratch it. And the more I scratched it, I was digging deeper into my skin, and I was damaging my skin, and I didn't know. When it's itchy here, when I burn it with hot water, I would feel very nice. But little did I know that the more I burned my skin, the more I was taking away the oil on the upper layer, and the more I was making my skin dry. I never had fingerprints for those 7 years. So the nails were damaged, and they were not only damaged. They were swelling and forming pus.
Working in Qatar then, the temperatures were not favorable to his condition. His turning point was in 2018 after developing tropical tumors that had him rushed for his first surgery.
I had undergone about 15 or 20 surgeries on my head, and it reached a point that my body could not resist or could not accept the condition of Qatar.
Being misdiagnosed and battling the same condition, depression became his worst enemy. But with love and support from the family, Douglas moved back to Kenya in 2020 and was diagnosed with cutaneous T-cell lymphoma in February.
That you are diagnosed with cutaneous T-cell lymphoma. And I was like, doctor, what do you mean by that? What is that? I've never heard of such a thing. He said, this is a type of skin cancer. So that's when I think things hit me so hard.
When things started to get better following his treatment.
So being a patient who is so eager to get better, and so you're desperate, you'll take anything.
Sure.
So you know what I did in 2021? I didn't go for my session at the hospital. I didn't see my oncology. I didn't see my dermatology. I went for these herbal. So I went for that for about 4 months without taking any medicine, without using any ointment, and that was a nightmare. My skin went back to zero.
The father of one had to seek more medical interventions, and amidst the turmoil, his positive outlook lived on.
You should stay away from the detergent because, you know, it really bring inflammation on your skin, and also you should not stay under the sun for long. You should not stay for a long time without drinking water. You have to hydrate 24/7. If you have anything on your skin like a bump or a boil, do not say that this will disappear. Never. You just have to go see a specialist.
Douglas Kipkoech is a blessing to many and will forever be remembered for championing the fight against cancer.
You guys have seen my story. You guys have listened to my story.
Harriet Chimea, K24.